Since the early 1980s, Jakarta has proudly hosted the Indonesia Open, one of the biggest events on tour. Java is always jumping here in early summer with passionate crowds and the biggest names in badminton. And now we've reached the quarterfinals. Warm welcome inside the legendary Istora here at the Indonesia Arena. And we thank umpire Reventus Pongo for bringing on the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals trophy. That'll be played for in China in December. If you were with us earlier, you'll have seen Chen and To go through in the mixed doubles against the Danish pair of Toft and Mayerland, and also Akane Yamaguchi, a little under par, but still a straight game winner against Putri Wardani. So we reconvene with the Indonesian giant killers Maulana and Jamil facing the French pair Gicquel and Delrue in the mixed. Both of those pairs are unseeded. Women's doubles to follow. Beck and Lee seeking a hat-trick of wins here in Jakarta. Kusuma and Pratiwi will have all the crowd support, but they'll begin as big underdogs. Then back to singles and an all-Chinese clash featuring the #2 seed Wang Ziyi. She's a winning record against Gao Fengjie, but intriguingly, she was beaten the last time they met. 5 more matches to follow in the company of Jill Clark and Steen Pedersen. That Alex Lanier versus Kunle Vinitsan match looks an absolute standout. Anders Antonsen on the programme as well, and plenty of doubles for you to enjoy right through the evening here in Indonesia. Here is the mixed doubles draw. We are concentrating on that top match. And that will give us 3 of the 4 semi-finalists once it's completed. Let's go down into the arena. See the lights are flashing away. We've got a big crowd in. It's going to be absolutely packed tomorrow and Sunday. Finals, of course, are on Sunday afternoon. And there's Indonesian interest in our upcoming match and the following women's doubles as well. So they're going to be really involved, the locals here. My name's Trevor Harris, alongside me is Bobby Griffin. And this opening mix, Bobby, looks really tough to call. They've never met before, these pairs, so we haven't even got any past form to go on.
It does look hard to call, and I think the really positive thing about this matchup, and also later on court 2, the Chinese versus Japanese pairings, the top half of the draw is where you really want to be in the mixed doubles. There's plenty of opportunities to go far in the event now that the Indonesians knocked out Tang and Say, the top seeds, earlier on in the event. And with only the 7th seeds, Midorikawa and Saito, who are perhaps the less threatening of the other seeded pairs in the draw, left in the top half. Yeah, service. It should be a really intense clash to get into the semi-finals.
Well, let's give you some information then on these 4. Starting with the Indonesian pair of Adnan Maulana and Inda Jamil. If you were with us a couple of days ago, we saw them and they were very, very impressive. He's 25, Maulana. I wouldn't take too much notice of that world ranking. They've been playing far, far better than that. As Bobby said, they knocked out the top seeds on Wednesday. Been together as a pair for 2.5 years. They actually split up at one stage, but now back together. And they've made 3 quarterfinals this year alone. Won a small event in Vietnam last September. Jamil actually won the World Junior Championships mixed doubles 2 years back with Leo Canando. There's that win over the top seeds, Tang and Say, in the first round, and then followed up against he and Jin very impressively. Not been tested at all, really, so far. So I wonder whether the 2 French can give them a game here this afternoon. Tom Gicquel, they have been as high as 5 in the world. That was about 18 months ago. They were the European champions last year. Silver back in April in that competition. Delrue is the same age as her partner. just the one Super 300 they've won. That was some while ago, actually, Swiss Open 4 years ago, and you kind of think, well, maybe they should have kicked on a little bit. They did get to the final of the India Open in January. They've also lost in 5 other World Tour finals, so they've kind of been knocking on the door without being able to barge through it, really. There's their progress. Long time to get past Kasharianto and Wijaya in the first round. Somewhat easier against the Thais, Uktong and Surjaiparat in the second. Familiar figure of Jakob Sindberg of Denmark is in the umpire's chair. And Ong Sui Kai of Malaysia
ready to
will
play.
be the service judge.
Wipe the court, please.
Well, the crowd have waited very patiently for about 2.5 hours since we concluded the first 2 matches a little earlier. And hopefully they are going to be rewarded with some frenetic, exciting, and from their point of view, Indonesian success. Haven't even played a point yet, and the crowd are getting seriously engaged. Kind of can work 2 ways, Bobby, because it does put a bit of pressure on the Indonesians when they know they've got so many people in the stadium just desperate for them to win this match.
I think they'll absolutely relish it. It's a brilliant opportunity playing in the Istora Super 1000 event, a really big tournament on the tour, and arguably the best atmosphere in badminton in the entire world. So
on my
how
right,
could you not enjoy that?
Delrue and from Gicquel, France.
Polite applause for the French pair.
And on my left, Indah Chaya Sari Jamil and Ahmad Maulana, Indonesia.
And a raucous ovation for the home pair.
And whilst, you know, obviously there will be a partisan crowd to the Indonesians, they are
to serve
Indonesian
to Ahmad
badminton
Maulana.
support, just love their badminton, so they are very appreciative of a good rally. You'll still hear and see a bit of support and applause when the French win a few points, if they do it in a positive fashion.
Gicquel would not be denied.
Delphine Delrue is really going to be tested here today. It was great from Gicquel in the opening rally, but Jamil is brilliant in the forecourt, watching her quite a bit as a junior player.
Too high.
Well, that's going to put even more pressure on.
And I think when the Indonesians realise they can't keep lifting to Gicquel in the mid-court, that was nice, driving into the rear corner, took that early, nice and flat.
2-1.
He almost invited that. When I say he did, the French pair invited that, because Delrue was at the net and Gicquel was pretty far away up the court there.
Service over. 2-all.
Good pressure from the French. One good shot, I think it was from Gicquel. Coming up here, yeah. Maulana's late, and both of the French players were so high up the court, almost on the service line.
Well, Jamil played that right into Delrue's hands, and it was an easy finish after that.
I think it went long, actually, Trevor. I know it's difficult for us to see
did.
from up here, but it was an easy finish, and I can't believe he missed.
Well, that's a massive bonus for the 2 in blue. I think he'll miss very many from that range, Gicquel. Caught the line.
Service over. 4-3.
Very aggressive play again from the French pair.
5-3.
They've started the match with a good intensity and prioritising the first few shots, getting that shuttle going down and with as much pace as possible.
Delrue was quick onto that and created an excellent angle as well. They've Maulana no chance of getting there.
Really nice rally. They've played together for quite a while now, and they're looking quite organised here today.
Seven, 3.
Got to say, I didn't expect this kind of a scoreline. I thought we would be in for a pretty tight contest, and it may still end up being that. But at the moment, French pair right on top.
Seem to be quite nervous, the Indonesians.
Service ball call, too high.
We haven't seen them hold the shuttle and just use a bit of skill instead. I think there was a service fault there from Delrue.
That's twice now, and this is when it's going to start playing at the back of your mind. And when you're not thinking entirely about where you want to put the serve, that could be a problem.
Well, that might have been the case there. She's got more to think about what she needs to have now, and getting in her head might have caused the mistake. Even smashes, and yet they were cheering every shot.
It's astonishing, isn't it? Wonder how it's making Gicquel and Delrue feel. Just got to shut it all out. And they've done a pretty good job of that so far.
Service over. 9-6.
Not been a lot of coolness under pressure from the Indonesians yet. That's what I want to see from them. It's a bit more like it. Good rally. This is terrific.
Well, the sense we have the climax surrounding the stadium, but from the French point of view, they kept their cool superbly. Fantastic point to watch.
Jamil caught in the end, just a little bit flat-footed. Had to react quickly and hadn't set herself up to do so.
So that's a big lead for the French pair. 5-point advantage at the interval here. And they're probably good value for it. Fewer mistakes, more winners. And much to ponder for Maulana and Jamil.
Yeah, we get the good chances. We play them down in their legs, it's super good. And we can play her forehand here, it's not comfortable for her. Okay, yeah? So we keep moving, playing move all the time. Yeah?
Hold 1, 20 seconds. Hold 1, 20 seconds.
Well, that's a couple of times that's happened where Gicquel and Delrue have left the back area of the court exposed.
Yeah, not giving enough respect to the defence of the Indonesians. Maulana doing well to get that over the top, especially with the forehand. A shot right into his body. She's not having a good day so far, Jamil.
I was just about to say, Delrue's definitely had the upper hand just about every exchange that the two women have had at the net. That'll make her feel a bit better.
There's a slight mistake here from Delrue. I think the intention was to play a soft shot. That one. No, this one, yeah. And she played it too firmly, which completely negated anything Tom Gicquel could do. If she'd have just played that softer over the top, Gicquel's still in the points, but going fast and hard there kind of sold him up the river.
Service over. 13-8.
I wonder if the pressure of playing in this event for Jamil is the reason why she's not having the best day. It is early stages and there's a long way to go. It's the first time I think she's played at the Indonesia Open.
13.
And while she was a terrific junior player, this level now, and playing at home, in the big events at home, makes a big difference than playing abroad. You've got all of your teammates probably here in the arena watching, in the whole national squad, all of the coaching staff, all of the behind-the-scenes staff, everyone that's involved in your career is right behind her court, and that adds a bit of pressure.
So now, Jamil has been penalised. Been busy. Ong Sui Kai, the service judge. There it is. Beg your pardon, it was Maulana, wasn't it? Who served that.
Good position.
She's had odd moments, hasn't she?
She has, but I mean, we saw her play the other day, and I've seen her play quite a few times, albeit not against top 10 pairs in the world, but she's always really impressed me, and so I've got very high expectations. Trick shot from Gicquel. Ooh, I think she's just missed.
Yeah, fractionally wide. No challenge, though, from the French.
Look at that. I don't even know what that shot's called. In training at home, we've always called it a magic ball. It's so difficult to play a top spin forehand when the shot's inside your body. It's an incredible shot from Gicquel there, and a sign of how relaxed and confident he is today.
Eleven, 14.
The idea was good. Gicquel was backed up in defence, and if this was wide enough from Delrue, it would have been a difficult shot to get back. I think she would have just made it.
Well, they're being outplayed at the moment, Maulana and Jamil, and I think they're being outthought as well.
It reminds me a little bit of the mixed we watched earlier today when the Malaysians had a very slow start. And the Danish pair looked so strong in the first, but there was a gear to go into, and I'm not sure whether the Indonesian pair have the ability to change up a gear. Certainly Jamil can play better, I've seen it, but I've not seen enough of them as a pair to know whether they're capable of that.
It's interesting, wasn't it, what we heard the coach say during the mid-game interval
11.
to the French pair, talking about or impressing on them to keep moving, and I think their movement has been excellent in this first game so far.
You're absolutely right, it has. They're playing with loads of confidence, they're moving freely, not just freely, but in time and coordinating as a pair. That, in the middle of that rally, when they decided to switch back around and let Gicquel take the shots out the rear court.
Fantastic.
Brilliant serve. And Delphine Delrue knew when to go in and then just played a delightful touch over the net. Good flick serve. And they've really earned the score here.
Yeah, I don't think it's an unfair reflection at all. 9 game points then.
20 game point, 11.
For Gicquel and Delrue. So in only 17 minutes that took. 21 points to 11. And Gicquel and Delrue playing as well as I have to say I've seen them for a long time. Just never really threatened at any stage in that game. And the question is, do Maulana and Jamil have another gear? Because they're going to have to find one almost certainly if they want to get back into this.
Ini lapangan lebih enak, ya ingat, ya kamu bolanya kan kalau kamu sedikit larinya kencang nggak enak gitu. Bagaimana kamu speed jangan.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game, level, play.
Well, there's a nice positive start.
Service over. 1 love.
Not the best serve, but it was a brilliant return. Creative, deceptive. And the French will just want more of the same in the second. They were fabulous in the first. I don't think they could have done much more.
2 love. Service over. 1, 2.
He's just as adept at the front of the court, isn't he, Gicquel, as he is at the back.
Full commitment and faith in his mixed doubles partner that, should it go back, she'd have to cover the rear court.
Well, that was a glorious chance gone begging.
2 all.
That's a few now from Jamil at the back. Saw a couple in the opening game. That's a long way, well, deep of the court.
Well, I quite like
Service
the
over.
idea, he just got it wrong.
3, 2. Service over. 3 all.
Just looking very tight into Jamil. Not too much wrong with that, just couldn't, it was just came back with too much quality for her.
Service over. 4, 3.
Fantastic play from the
Service
French
over.
because they were massive underdogs for
4
most of that rally and
all.
still managed to find a way out.
Yeah, totally out of position at one point, weren't they? And like you said earlier, the coach had said keep moving. This is all about movement. Covering the court as best they can. And whilst the score is level, I don't really believe the Indonesians have the feeling that they are dominating much of these rallies at all.
5, 4.
Well, that's not going to do
6,
much for the
4.
Indonesians' confidence.
What an awful leave. I mean, it was well in court. You'd leave those if you thought they were going to fall short. There was absolutely no danger of that. That landed about a foot in.
Service over.
That's 30
5,
centimetres, by the way,
6.
for those of you working metric.
Okay. Service fault call. Continuous
Well, that's
motion.
now 3 against Delrue.
Service
3
over.
times she's been
7.
penalised
5.
by a service charge on Gicquel for serving
Only
too
1.
high.
Back and forth.
Oh,
Not 2.
it wasn't too high on this occasion, it
Ah.
seems. I think there was
7.
a question
5.
of whether he addressed the shuttle, and you can't sort of double action. You can't look to serve and bring your racket back and then serve it. It's unfair for the receiver. And so it was more of an illegal serve.
I think actually the receiver might have got penalised for that, you know. Pretty sure. So we're leading by a point and suddenly went 7-5. Well, either way, Gicquel is the busiest man on the court at the moment. 8-5 it is now.
Service over. 6. 8. Oh,
Well, that's a bit more proactive from Maulana.
7. 8.
And also Jamil in the first instance was quick to move and cool with the shot. Took the pace off.
He was just
Service
determined,
over.
absolutely determined.
9.
Almost
7.
following the shuttle around the court here.
Brilliant from Delrue.
Fantastic. She would not be denied.
You can tell how hard she must have been working in training over the last few months. Her movement to get into those attacking positions. That is, oh, is it long?
It's been ruled out, so they've challenged.
Yeah, it caught the
Wipe the
line
ball, please.
in terms of length. Sorry, width.
But was it long? Quite a big call, this. Crowd will like that.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 8. 9. Play. Service over. 10. 8.
Good return of serve. Setting that up nicely for Gicquel.
Well, it's always the way, isn't it? When you're on top, you tend to get the breaks. When you're behind, nothing goes right. And that's the case for Maulana and Jamil. 11-8 down at the interval.
I thought the Indonesians got back into this. Intensity again of the French, and particularly Delrue's movement. Kept that pressure on.
And then when you have the chance to put them down in their legs, it's very good. Yeah, but be aggressive in your legs. Yeah, okay.
Call 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Tapi kamu bukan siap terus ya.
Ready on court. 11, 8. Play.
Well, the time is now if Maulana and Jamil want to get back into this. I'm actually not sure that Delrue had to play that. That might have gone wide.
It also could have been left for her partner. It was sort of above and out wide. The rule is, in doubles, if you're that forecourt player, your racket, imagine it's like a windscreen wiper on your car. So anything here, you take. Anything past you, you should leave, really. And I think the fact that she didn't leave it, Gicquel had gone, and they couldn't get back.
That's out the back, and all of a sudden, it's getting close again.
10, 11. Okay.
Well, that's just what they needed, Maulana and Jamil. Some quick points straight off the back of the interval. And now those two know they're in a match again.
Yeah, the interval hasn't helped them, has it? They've just sort of looked a bit tentative since. Well, I'm not sure who left this. It looked like both of them.
And it was in by a big margin.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it, how quickly the momentum can shift. All of a sudden, these two under pressure now.
Much better from Jamil. Did well there, the French pair.
Well, they needed that, having lost 4 points in a row.
Coping with quite a lot of pressure earlier in the rally from Inda Jamil and turning it all around with a lovely touch at the end. On occasion, the French playing a bit too firmly. And you're not quite in position. It's sometimes a good idea to just lay it off softly to the middle and keep the attack going.
14-12. Tom, Delphine.
Clever play again from the Indonesians. Gicquel almost stranded, couldn't get out of the forecourt.
Service over. 13-15.
It's just the second point they've won in the 9 that have been played since the interval. It's a measure of the Indonesian pair's dominance in the last few minutes.
15 all.
Well, they worked so hard to kind of get the initiative back, Maulana and Jamil, and they've kind of undone a lot of that hard work now.
It's quite a nervous performance from the Indonesians, isn't it, from the start until this point. Now the score really matters. Intimidated by Gicquel, who is in a good position on the far side.
15 all. (16-15).
Well, that momentum you talked about, shifting all the time.
So now that's 5 points in a row for the French pair.
Service over.
It's a little clumsy.
16-17.
Bit too tight to the net, just killed all the pace. Well, this is a big, big test for the Indonesians. The sort of performance, if they come back here and prove that they can cope with the pressure, that could springboard a career.
Service over.
Well,
18-16.
misfired, did Jamil. Popped it up nicely. And Gicquel was not going to miss that.
Crowd doing their best to raise the Indonesians here. Massive point coming up here. Well, they had to win that, you feel, and they have.
17-18.
Don't remember a long rally in the second game, do you?
No. This is where you have to hold your nerve. Business end, especially these two being a game down. So 2 from Delrue into the net.
18 all.
And they're hopeful again.
That serve looked a little bit suspicious again. That little double action was back. The service judge didn't do anything.
It'll be a bold service judge to call in at this juncture. It shouldn't make any difference, obviously, but...
No, but there's a little bit more pressure when you've got a few thousand people on your back.
So, the flicker went wrong. French pair back in front.
Big, deep breath from Jamil.
Get ready.
Just a friendly word of warning from Jakob Sundberg to Jamil.
Well left. Really well left, wasn't it?
Fantastic lead. Considering the situation,
20 match point.
one of those where you look a bit of a fool if it drops on the line.
Well, it so often does, because when you judge that one going across the court, you see it sometimes with the cross lift. It's very difficult, so credit to Gicquel there.
2 match points for the French pair. That was very nervy. Very nervy.
19-20.
I think she was thinking so hard about the serve and making sure she didn't get called.
I'm not sure. That looked quite confident to me from Delrue. I think she was really going for it, even maybe to clip the top of the tape with that backhand.
So 1 save, 1 to go from an Indonesian point of view. Jamil has the shuffle. Well, that was nerveless.
That really was. Maulana here, great quality. Those two shots could not have been played much better.
So, 2 match points have come and gone for those two. Can the Indonesians capitalise here?
Nice and calm from Gicquel. Oh!
Service over.
Well, I tell you what, there's been some performances in the last few minutes. Because this is real pressure to step up, keep your nerve, back yourself with the shot quality. Just too much in the end for Jamil.
Collective groan goes around the Istora.
It was the movement from Jamil. She ought to have been there a bit sooner. Forced into playing a very awkward shot, and you can understand the miss.
So match point number 3.
Okay.
They still believe.
(21-20). Service over.
You're just starting to feel this is set up for a decider, don't you? 3 chances have come and gone for Gicquel and Delrue.
What about the coolness of Maulana?
He's been brilliant, actually, the last few points, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was so deep from that great shot up the line from Gicquel, and then to recover and have the nerve to hold the net. Lucky net cord.
Yeah, just did enough
22,
to change the trajectory of the shuttle and make it awkward for Maulana. 4th opportunity then.
Delrue has to focus here because I imagine this serve's going to be short. I imagine the return's going to be back to the net.
It's going to be watched like a hawk by the service judge, who went for the flicker.
Oh, what have you done, Gicquel?
That's a great shot, and a shot worthy of winning a quarter-final. It was a real battle towards the end, but the French held firm, and they come through 23-21 in the second game. Just didn't quite reach the heights, Maulana and Jamil, that they had in the earlier rounds.
Yeah, great from the French to hold on at the end there. I thought Gicquel had missed the chance to kill the rally. He refused the smash, and I wasn't sure why, but he kept his cool. He played a great shot to finish. And you can't say they don't deserve it.
Yeah, but nice to see a very appreciative response from the crowd for the French pair. Obviously, not the result they wanted, but as you said earlier, they're knowledgeable enough to realise that the better pair won on the day.
What about that final shot as well? Gicquel sent the whole arena the wrong way.
So they go through 21-11, 23-21, 43 minutes on court. Warm welcome back to Jakarta and our continuing coverage of the 2025 Indonesia Open. And we have reached match number 4 on Friday, and it's women's doubles between Baek Ha-no and Lee So-hee of Korea up against Febriana Kusuma and Amelia Pritiwi of Indonesia, who of course are going to get the same kind of backing as we saw for Maulana and Jamil in that last match. Well, you can see that 7 of the 8 seeds have survived in the women's doubles. It's that second match we're focusing on, and for the winners, well, it's either Liu and Tan or Kim and Kong, so no easy ride through to the showpiece match on Sunday. Going to get through this one first, obviously.
Yeah, the finalists here in the women's doubles will really have earned their place, and Baek and Lee must be heavy favourites. Certainly are in my mind. For this match, I mean, not necessarily